Number 1, orthotropics, aka oral posture. Must be practiced daily. In short, the ideal way to achieve this posture is by gently resting or driving your tongue to the roof of your mouth just behind your front teeth. The goal here is for you to have good oral posture without even thinking about it, just way of habit. I actually started doing this method back in my teens without even knowing what orthotropics was back then, and it eventually just became habitual to me. And what this does is it drives the maxilla forward, and then the jawline has to follow the maxilla, bringing it out for a more prominent masculine structure. Number 2, now, image is powerful. Self-image is powerful. And embracing that masculinity that we've been so graciously gifted with is key. Looking and behaving more masculine is going to do far better things for you than trying to be little Mr. Heartthrobber guy will ever do. You know, we're in a new era where that whole pretty boy image look is fading fast. And that goes for everything. I'm talking about your style, your grooming choices, the way in which you hold yourself. The more masculine you appear, the more, not just women, but even men too, they'll respect you and perceive you as a leader. I'll for sure make a whole video on this very, very soon, but just some quick tips and pointers for achieving a more masculine face, lowering your overall body fat percentage. This is gonna give you a more prominent and chiseled jawline. Also working out, obviously. Working out is also gonna give you face muscles from all the clenching, right? Facial hair too, if your genetics can allow it. I'm real patchy, so I gotta keep it kind of short. Shorter hairstyles, and straightening your eyebrows. I'll definitely talk about this here soon in an upcoming video, but shaving your eyebrows up on the sides, just a tad, so they don't curl down too far, kind of like mine are right now. But what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow you to have a more overall solid brow line. Personal hygiene should always be at top of the list for us men. There's actually a 2017 US survey that revealed 23% of employers preferred not to hire job seekers who smell bad and have an untidy appearance. They said when you keep your hygiene in check, it literally shows that you have respect not only for yourself, but for others for others who you encounter on a day-to-day basis. Now, Manscaped is today's sponsor, and today we got a huge offer for you guys. And the reason why I've worked with them for years is just because they make personal hygiene effortless. It's like an all-in-one hub for all your grooming essentials. And so today, we're offering 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com. I'll link everything down below in the description for you. By the way, you guys, Father's Day is right around the corner, so if you want to get your dad something really cool that he's just going to be ecstatic about this year, you gotta hook him up with Manscaped. I actually just got my dad the new Lawnmower 4.0, as well as the new Boxer 2.0s, which have its own unique technology, I guess you could say. And he was just, he was so pumped. Look at the inside. Ooh. Love you. They're actually designed with super soft fabrics that are anti-chafing, cooling, and moisture wicking. So these boxers are gonna be the best boxers that he's ever owned, hands down. They've got 6 different designs, and that new inner gold pouch right there in the front is crazy, it's fire. Again, my brothers, make sure you go all out for your dad this year. Hook them up with the good stuff with some Manscaped gear. And don't forget to use that link that I have for you down below to get 20% off plus free shipping. Now, great practice for those of you who are kind of like me and you believe that you present yourself a little better in person opposed to the way you present yourself via text, and that's voice messages. Now, if you're a little bit more of a intense, ambitious, kind of aggressive type of guy who's maybe a go-getter and who doesn't have a problem going up to girls and being like straight up, you know, like, hey, let me take you out, I like you, you know, what are we waiting for, type of thing. In text form, that dialogue could come off a little pushy, a little arrogant, because you don't have the context of tonality, of energy. So if you can't be there face to face in person, a simple quick little voice message could be a lifesaver. It'll allow you to be just more personable than a basic text would. Number 5, high value demeanor. Now check it out, quick story here. I went into Jeep a couple months back because I was looking to lease a new Jeep because I'm a Jeep guy. And I made the mistake when I went in there. I made the mistake of showing way too much enthusiasm and way too much excitement about this one particular Jeep that they had in stock. And the car salesman saw that. And at that moment, he attacked, and I already lost the negotiation on the price. He was trying to lease it for $300 above what I initially told him was my desired set price, I guess you could say. Because when I walked in there, he asked me how much I was wanting to pay for a month. And so I told him what I was, the price I was kind of hoping for, which was another mistake that I made. See, I've never been in a high pressured sales situation like this. So I was kind of like a fish out of water. And he had me in his office for about 2 hours trying to pressure me and convince me that this is just the deal of a lifetime. He even brought in his boss and they're both sitting there basically telling me how foolish I was if I didn't take this deal, right? Anyways, I finally got the heck out of there. It was one of the worst situations of my life. I never went back. But what I'm trying to say here is that same thing, it applies to women here as well. Check this out. See how I connect this here. Watch this. The same way how I went in there, they showed me this Jeep. They said it was like their only one that they had left in stock. BS. In the same way that I showed all this enthusiasm and I was like, oh dude, I gotta have this Jeep, bro. I need this thing. If you're constantly focused on wanting, desiring, desperately chasing after women rather than just simply attracting women, essentially you're just like every other man out there. You're like a fish out of water, flapping around, trying to find any little puddle it can dip its head into. And so what I'm trying to say is these worldly girls out there, this new age of women that's just ruthless, they'll see that and they'll jack you up, man. They'll chew you up and spit you out. When you're acting that desperate, you're gonna get yourself involved with girls that you have no business involving yourself with. So there's a demeanor that you, me, and all of us men, we need to have. It's a high value demeanor. And the high value man, he's not desperate. He isn't constantly chasing women around, constantly texting women every single day on a daily basis, leaving them DMs, flooding all these chicks with comments. He ain't trying to always be Mr. Seducer, Mr. Funny Guy. Nah, see, the high value man, he's cool, he's calm, he's collected. He's not so easily impressed all the time. And of course there is that balance as well. I mean, you don't want to act like you never have any interest at all either. I mean, I did that with my wife in the very, very beginning when we first started seeing each other. And I made that mistake and it almost cost me her, you know? She ended up being so confused. After about 2 weeks, she's like, I remember I got a text from her and basically she was saying, hey, do you even like me? Like, what's going on here? I'm so confused. So, you know, see, a girl wants to feel desired as well. I mean, that's just common sense. So all in all, what I am saying here is instead of running around chasing girls all the time, be cool, be calm, be collected, work on yourself, become the man that you ultimately need to be. And when that right girl comes along your path, that's when you lock in and then you execute, you get her. Number 6, rise before the enemy. Waking up early, basically. This last month, we all, as a collective, as a community, we did a 21-day challenge called the Wake Up O Sleeper Challenge. And one of the challenges for week 3 was to wake up every single day at 5 o'clock a.m. And honestly, this absolutely, it changed my life. It was hard, dude. It was one of the hardest weeks that I've had in a while, but honestly, waking up early, once I became accustomed to it, it absolutely changed my life. I mean, this is the key to success right here, my brothers. Rising before the enemy. Who's the enemy? The enemy is all the distractions that we as men face on a daily basis. All the things that are trying to take our attention and our focus off of the task at hand. It's actually kind of funny, growing up all the way to just a few months ago, I always told everybody all the time that I was a night owl. This was my identity. This is what I told myself. This is what I told other people. Now, ever since that challenge, I tell people that I'm an early bird, right? And because of all this extra time that I have now in the mornings, now I can start my mornings off a lot more calm, a lot more peaceful, rather than having to hurry up and get in a quick meal and rush, get straight into hustle mode, get straight into my day. Now I can wake up, I can read my Bible, read my word, I can pray, I can meditate. I've been going on 5-mile runs every single day. I even get a lot of time just to spend with my wife in the mornings as well. And I get all this done by like 8 or 9 a.m. And at that point, because I've had so much success in the mornings, I want to keep that success going, right? I caught this momentum. this motivation loop. So I stay hungry all day long rather than sleeping in and being like, oh shoot, man, you know, I didn't get a chance to work out. I got in a lousy breakfast at McDonald's. This sucks. I feel like crap. I look like crap. My confidence is declining. See, when you wake up early while others are sleeping, your body, it tells you that you're a leader. It tells you that you're powerful. And as a result, your mentality, your attitude, your character, your work ethic is just gonna be unmatched. Next up, now, every attractive male knows that every day must be purposeful. His life, it must have meaning. If it doesn't, he'll fade out quick, he'll fade fast. He'll falter and lose momentum. And I like what Elijah Long said in a video he posted like, I don't know, a week or two ago. He said, when a monkey is put in a cage, what else does it have to do besides jerk off, eat a bunch of food, chill out, and get fat? And ultimately just fantasize about being free. See, when you're not getting out and you're not seeking adventure, when you're not being creative, when you're not making yourself useful, when you're not hanging out with other men who are pushing you to grow, when you're not giving yourself to something or someone, and you're not creating responsibility for yourself, you have no ground, you have no foundation. You're in your own little echo chamber where all your thoughts that you have, they just bounce off the walls and come back to you distorted. The Bible says it's not good for man to be alone. You gotta wake up, you gotta be purposeful, you gotta collaborate, join forces with others. And when you do this, your ROI will be momentous. Just like I talked about earlier, that high value demeanor, man, it's gonna start percolating through. Repetition, consistency. Now, what do you do when you watch a video like this and you start implementing certain habits into your life? What do you do when the enthusiasm starts to wear off? See, your focus, it can't be solely on the goal all the time. Because the goal, sometimes you can't really gauge, you can't really measure how long it takes to get there. And check this out, I read this in a book the other day. It said, bamboo can barely be seen for the first 5 years as it builds itself a massive root system underground before exploding up into 90 feet into the air within about 6 weeks. Habits, they often do the same thing, right? They often appear to make no difference until you cross that critical threshold. This is why you must focus not on the end goal, but on your system. See, the high value man, he focuses on the system, the journey, the process. Now, don't get me wrong, goals aren't useless. They're good for setting a goal. They're good for, envisioning where you want to be. But the system, that's the actual vehicle that gets you there. Like Kobe said, he said, hey, the dream isn't winning the championships. You know what the dream is? The dream is those days where you feel like crap, you feel exhausted, yet you still keep showing up. You keep going. You stick to your system, those daily rituals and habits. See, the purpose of the system isn't necessarily just to win the game, but it's to continue playing the game, win or lose. And your system, you guys, your system has to be your identity. Like how I was telling people for years how I was not a morning person. I had to edit my identity. I had to edit my beliefs. I had to tell myself, you know what, I am a morning person. And what does a morning person do? Does he stay up all night and stay up till 1, 2, 3 o'clock a.m. watching Netflix on his phone? I don't think so. Nah, see, he goes to bed early and he wakes up early. So you gotta present that evidence for yourself. See, whatever your identity is right now, you only believe it because you have proof of it. You're lazy because you do lazy things, like sitting around all day long, swiping through TikToks, playing video games, chilling on the couch, eating potato chips, knowing you should be going out, knowing you should be working out, sleeping until noon. This is all evidence. This is all proof that you are a lazy person. So hey, I encourage you guys, and I even encourage myself, let's create new evidence for our lives. If you keep showing up to the gym, even on the days where you don't feel like it, hey, that's evidence right there. That's proof right there that you're an athlete. And the more evidence that you have for a belief, the more strongly you're actually gonna believe it. Hey, you don't know where to start. Work backwards. You wanna become more outgoing, less shy all the time? Ask yourself, what does an outgoing, extrovert type of guy do? Does he stay inside his house all day long and watch TV shows and seclude himself from the world? Or does he go out and converse with people, connect with people? Does he go out and talk to women? I know that's not the most sexiest answer that you guys want to hear, but you got to put in the work, my brothers. So hey, at the end of the day, you guys, it's not always about just watching these videos and littering your life with life hacks. It's about identity change. It's about becoming someone. So hope this video spoke to you. Hope you got a little something from it. If you did, please give it a nice big thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. Hit that notifications button. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace always.